When watching college showcases and seeing athletes who want to be recruited, one of the most challenging parts about this job is that 90% of those athletes will never play their sport at the next level. And it's not because they don't want to or have the desire to, it's simply because they are unprepared on what to do next. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to become a recruitable athlete. So there are 3 things that every athlete must have to become a recruitable athlete. Let's break down the first one that we need to have. That is an unstoppable mindset. So when we're looking at you as an athlete, we're trying to determine what type of athlete you are in good situations, but also what type of athlete you are in pressure situations. You see, as coaches, we recognize that failure is going to happen. We recognize that there are going to be some moments where the game is on the line. We even recognize some moments where the game is out of reach, but we don't want to give up when the game is out of reach. So we're asking that our athletes also believe and buy into themselves enough to recognize that they can overcome and do hard things. So an unstoppable mindset allows us to see you as the athlete that's willing to continue to go when things get tough, but also to keep the mentality that I know that I'm good enough when things are going really, really well. We need a combination of both of those things. And so that's why number 1 is to have an unstoppable mindset. Number 2 is you must have elite level skills and habits. So listen, every athlete that we are watching has skill. Every athlete that we are watching has talent. But what we're looking for are the athletes that do the little things very well, but also can do the big things when they count the most. You see, that only happens when an athlete is fully prepared and knows exactly what they need to do and be in their particular skill and position. So we're not just looking for the athlete who goes to practice with their team and they think that that's enough. This athlete that we're looking for knows that they have to work on their own, but also be intentional about the work that they're doing. Okay, so that's the difference between understanding your swing, but also understanding which pitch to swing at that maximizes our swing. Those things are the things that elevate you as an athlete. You see, we're not recruiting you to keep our program where it's at. We're recruiting you to elevate our program to the next level, which means that we're looking for athletes that are not just good enough, but are great enough to make us better. So becoming an elite level athlete with the habits and skills that match is exactly what you need in order for you to become a recruitable athlete. Now, the number 3 thing is the most important, okay? One of the biggest things that we struggle with athletes is their inability to know that they are good enough, right? But not only that, not knowing that they're good enough, but also showing that they're good enough. What does their body language say? What does their composure say? What does their mentality say when the game is happening? You see, this game is a game of competitors, right? You have to have a dog in the fight every single time. You see, the athlete to the left and to the right of you were also the best players on their team at this particular level. So now the question is how do you come out and command the field? How do you come out and command a presence that shows us that you can handle the game at a high level, right? So when we are looking for you as an athlete, the intangible things really matter. How do you lead the field? How do you lead yourself? How do you show up when things are tough? But how do you show up when things are also going well? How do you communicate with each other? How do you have support, have your athletes back? These are all the things that make you stand out from other people. So the intangible skills are really important, probably one of the most important things. And so that's why you have to have this to become a recruitable athlete. Now that you know what the 3 things are to become a recruitable athlete and you have an understanding of what they actually look like, let's talk a little bit about how I can help you develop these particular skills. You see, as a college coach currently, I know exactly what other coaches are looking for. That's why I created this program, the 360 Athlete, to really help you become a recruitable athlete. In this program, my job is to help you become the athlete that has an unstoppable mindset, the athlete that understands what it means to have elite level skills and habits, and then also how to demonstrate those things to college coaches when they are watching. The last thing you have to be able to showcase is the intangible skills that make us as coaches recognize you as an athlete that we want to pursue further, right? So this program is something that I run specifically for athletes just like you. So in this 360 Athlete program, we spend 12 weeks really fine-tuning the 3 things that you must have to become a recruitable athlete, so that way when coaches are watching you, you are not only aware but prepared. Because remember, 90% of the athletes that we watch will not be recruited. So if you want to be the athlete that gets recruited and be prepared, then make sure you DM me the word unstoppable so that I can help you work through what it takes to become a recruitable athlete.